Volunteer Voices came out of a research project which looked at the benefits of contemporary art in heritage properties. And we realised doing that project that one of the big things that was missing was the interpretation of contemporary art. Visitors were kind of quite often missing the real point of the art because they weren't really understanding what it was for. And we realised that there was this fantastic resource, which was volunteers, who weren't often interacting with visitors to explain the art, to appreciate it. And this was mainly because nobody had told them what to do. They didn't know how to do it. They wanted to do it.
So we really felt that volunteers would benefit from having discussions with artists and with curators and looking at projects where contemporary art has been placed in heritage sites, so that they increase their kind of knowledge of how an artist works, how an artist formulates their ideas.
I have to admit, I was quite sceptical about contemporary art before I started. I have no art background at all, but through doing the project, I've come to understand a lot of what contemporary art is, and some of it can be challenging, some of it can be quite engaging. So I've got that grasp now of being able to communicate what contemporary art is and how it responds to the heritage site.
I suppose meeting people from other historic sites, other volunteers, with a wide range of backgrounds, some with no knowledge of contemporary art whatsoever, and others with some knowledge, and just exchanging ideas.
Bringing the volunteers together with artists in their studios so that the artists have the kind of artistic paraphernalia around them, and seeing how they actually did a lot of research and a lot of thinking, serious thinking about heritage and the site within which they were going to make the work was important in everybody recognising their own worth and bringing them together.
So it's a win-win all round. You know, the volunteers enjoy it, they get more out of the volunteering because they get to understand the art, audiences get a different kind of perspective on it, and heritage organisations and the funders are getting full value out of their investment.
It was listening to others and learning as well, being taken to see the work and the artists, and talking, discussing.
What I've got out of it is a number of friends and getting to know some very interesting people and learning an awful lot from those people, and also gaining a little bit of confidence as far as my volunteering role.
So I think the consensus of what come out of this is that we've moved this forward, and we are going to be making another film, an educational film for the heritage managers to actually understand how to effectively roll out contemporary art in their properties.
The long-term ambition for this project is to actually continue it and create a national network where volunteers who are in heritage sites and museums can form a sort of peer-to-peer learning, I suppose, from the original volunteers that we've got now, a very enthusiastic group of individuals who now actually, from being sceptics about contemporary art being placed in heritage locations, are now advocates for it.
So we've done it at a kind of local level, and we found that it was really successful and the volunteers enjoyed it. They formed this nexus called the Carvers, the Contemporary Art Volunteer Ambassadors, and we want to see if that can work across the country, or even internationally for that matter.